Today we're going to be having a look at these Pifco Victorian lanterns. Wow, this is a really big box. It's huge. These were part of the bundle when I bought the Pifco Cinderella lights. The less we talk about them, the better. But still got these as well. It's not really showing up much on camera, but this cover is severely yellowed with age. But they are boxed. So let's just get this out of the way because it's very brittle. But there are a few particulars on here on the front, but we'll get them all on the back eventually. I must say that the colours are showing up a lot better on the camera than they are in real life, because this is very yellowed with age. These two colours are the same the way I'm looking at them, but you can distinctly see there's a cream and yellow. This is a lighter cream with nice vivid blue, the green with the yellow, some beige and some beige and some more beige. So there we got our part number 2325 and how much power it draws. There's the same information on the other side, and if we flip it over, we've got our particulars there. So although it says at the bottom there complies with British Standard 4647 and ISO 278 1985, this is a 90s set of lights. This is interesting. This looks like a set of party lights, Pifco party lights. There are your standard particulars on there. It gives you the part number 271 if you need spare bulbs. Let's flip this back over. I lost a bulb in the process. Push-in. As mentioned, these are 90s lights, so they take push-in bulbs. We've now gone beyond the era of screw-in. Unlike a lot of other makers who went from screw-in to push-in, unlike a lot of other Christmas light manufacturers who went from screw-in to push-in and then the push-in with the thicker cable, Pifco went straight from screw-in to push-in and the thicker cable. So here are 20 Victorian lanterns. They're a reasonably popular set. They're not as popular as Pifco Cinderella lights, who are followed closely by London lights, but these ones are not too bad. They hold more value than mini lanterns, but not as much as the other two aforementioned sets. We get 5 colours, but on this particular set of lights, they omit pink and it's replaced with orange or yellow, take your pick. It's nice that they come with the inlay card. They don't look like they've been out this box much. They are a very tight bayonet fit, and similar to Cinderella lights, the bulb is pushed quite far into the lantern. As you can see here, its peak point is right in the middle for brightness. These bulb holders are ribbed, a remnant of the older style. As for the shade construction, it looks like this base would have come off, but I'm not going to force it because these are a more rigid, brittle plastic. The Cinderella shade plastics are similar, but unlike a lot of the other ones, like the mini lanterns, they feel like they could break at any moment if you mess around with them too much. But this whole cage cradle area that holds the translucent plastic is all one piece except for this base piece. It looks like this base piece would have been put on last, and I can't tell if it's glued in or not, but I'm not going to force the issue. But that's basically how they're constructed. And is it 2 halves? You can just about make out inside that there's 2 shells inside, 2 green shells that are put together. Construction is very similar to the mini lanterns, except it's the base that comes apart rather than the top. These lights, like a lot of similar sets, even when they screw in, run clear bulbs. And they are just a standard generic fitting, which is great to see. I don't think Pifco really messed around with specific bulbs. I think the only type of specific bulb you'd require for these lights are the shorter bulbs for the Cinderella carriages on Cinderella lights, and then maybe when you get more into the twinkling lights on some of the more obscure sets. Right back in there, let's have a look for our plug. The braiding has come undone. Let's get our last lamp out. So we can have a little look at our little end ticket, which is in great condition. It tells you everything you need to know. what your spare lamp code number is, what your fuse bulb code number is, what kind of fuse lamp you need, what kind of fuse bulb you need. Strangely enough, the fuse bulbs on these are 0.085 watt rather than 1.0. So there you go. Plug. It's an MS plug. Now, talking about the plug, was this included with the set or was it added on? My suspicion is it was added on because it's got a barcode on the back. It wouldn't have a barcode on it if it came with a plug. I need to dig out my information, but I'm pretty sure when we got to the thicker cable, they also changed the rules of appliances that came with plugs, or I should say appliances didn't necessarily come with plugs, but they didn't come with big household plugs like this until around this era. This is probably, at a guess, between 92 and 96 for a set of lights. It's definitely early 90s, because if it didn't come with a plug, then it's around this time that they started doing the new standard where items had to come with plugs, and that's when you started getting plugs like these, where they were sealed on appliances like kettles and things. Because back in the day, kids, you used to have to put your own plug onto appliances, which you don't really get anymore. That's why the art of changing a plug is something that has slowly been forgotten over time. But anyway, let's have a little look inside of our plug. Let's see what we got in here. Interestingly, we've got a free amp, so either the person who bought the plug knew exactly what kind of a plug to get, because free amp is very acceptable for a set of lights, but we always put a 1 amp fuse in. Had a lot of great feedback and discussions in the comments section of late, mainly because of the Cinderella Lights video that blew up. Part 1 of, you can check that out up there, but then again you've probably all seen it now. But also, check out part 2. So we've got our 1 amp fuse in, and one of the discussions we had in the comments section was from an electrician, and he was saying that 3 amp is more acceptable than a 1 amp, but he did agree there's nothing wrong with being a little bit of extra safe. And also somebody was laughing at the fact that I tightened this screw up, mainly for good reason, because sometimes these can get quite loose and you don't want it to fall out and cause issues. I'm not happy with the amount of cable flex that's sticking out on that live, and same goes for this one. So let's open these up and see if these cables have been tinned. It's very tight in its cable grip, which is good. It's good that it's tight in the cable grip. Oh, look. Yes, these are tinned. Actually, they've got the little brass connector on them, which stops it from going all the way inside the plug, because if you see, it comes out the back there, fouls on the little bit of plastic there, and it's still got quite a bit sticking out, which I'm not happy with. So I'm going to remove this. Might seem counterintuitive because it's a better grip than just the bare flex, but I don't like the way it's sticking out. And shock horror, pulled my strippers out. And you can see these cables are double insulated. So you got white sheath on the inside, green sheath on the outside. Cable is especially coppery. I wonder if it's got like that coating on it. Can't remember what it's called. While we're here, I might as well do a little bit of braiding because it's started to come undone. We won't go mad. We just put some basic loose braid on these. Okay, I'm happy with this. We've rebraided our cable and we've tightened down the braid here. I think it's all started to come undone when whoever bought these lights put the plug on them and it just got loose a little bit. There's less exposure coming out the terminals now. Tidied all that up. 1 amp fuse, plug on. This is kind of our standard operational procedure when we do Christmas lights on this channel now. We have a little look at the plug and see if it's good and put the 1 amp fuse in. Is there anything else under this inlay card? No, but it's very, very clean. Is this a brand new set of lights that's never been out of the box? I mean, there is some rip marks, so they've obviously been out at least once, but they look like new. Okay. Dimmer plug is all the way down. Let's plug them in. And they work straight out the box. Well, I should say in the box. There you go, put that up to full power. Every single bulb works. The colours, although it doesn't show on camera, are very washed out. There's a strong yellow tint. These bulbs are very warm white in colour, so you get that classic look. So put this in here, and there you go. I think these lights would benefit from a little bit of bulb paint to really make the colours pop, but they work and they're all in fantastic condition. These lights have barely been used. Dare say they've probably only been out of the box a couple of times at the most, I would say. I already have a set of these. Well, I have a set similar to these. Please be aware when you're looking for these lights, you get the Pifco ones, and then there's a set that is made maybe by the same factory, and these shades are slightly smaller. And these smaller shades have a tendency of falling apart because the amount of times I've seen them for sale, and there's usually an end piece missing and the translucent coloured section on the inside is also missing. But besides that, there's not much else to say about these. They're a nice set of lights, they've got a nice classic style to them, they're a cheaper alternative to London lights and Cinderella lights, and at least with these you get 20 of the same shade. You just don't get a mixture of 10 of these lanterns and some mini lanterns. But saying that, the mini lanterns are not much bigger. I hope you enjoyed this video. Wasn't a particularly long video, but I was glad to showcase these for you, and I'll catch you all on the next one.